welcome back to Fat's Kitchen. I'm visiting with my mom today because I decided it is high time that I learn to make her very famous toffee apples.
Yes, I've been making toffee apples since she was 6 years old, which is now over 40 years. And it's always been one of the best fundraisers, and I make them for church bazaars, for schools, for the shops even that sell them. So it's a good money maker.
Yes, and if you follow this tutorial, and my mom will show you exactly how to test the syrup and at what stage it is ready, you then end up with this beautiful, glossy, very brittle toffee on your toffee apple, or candy apple as it's also known.
Yes, and the secret to that syrup being hard and not even sticking to the bag is that it must boil till the hard ball stage, otherwise it will be sticky, and also not overdo it so that it doesn't burn.
Okay, so this method does not require any thermometer. We don't work with the different temperatures. You just, we'll show you how to test the syrup till it's just right, and you can dip your apples. Okay, let's start. Mom is now going to show us and explain to us how she prepares the apples before she dips them in the toffee.
Okay, first of all, you clean the apples with a wet cloth or just a damp cloth, and you let them stand to dry. Then you take the sticks, and to not get your hand hurt, you press them into the apple as so.
Okay, and you've got the apples sort of upside down, right?
Yes.
You take the stalks off the apples.
Yes.
And then you position the apples in such a way that they stand nicely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And what apples do we have here?
Okay. I prefer to work with Granny Smith apples, the green apples, because they don't make bubbles when you put them in the toffee. The Golden Delicious apples, which I have a few of here also, they are very nice, but they tend to make bubbles, which later on burst, and then it makes the apple not look so nice.
Okay, so the Granny Smith is, you would say, is the best to dip.
Yeah.
Okay, and I love it too because I like the combination of that tart and sweet of the toffee. We're going to go through the process now of measuring out our ingredients. So in the
I've got enough sugar here now just to make 15 toffee apples. It is 2 cups of sugar, half a cup of boiling water, and then just a pinch of cream of tartar, which stops it from making crystals. Cream of tartar, and then a teaspoon of red food coloring. You can also use green for green toffee apples. Okay.
Okay, you've got it in a saucepan.
Yes, I prefer to use a saucepan with a handle because when you dip the apples you need to tilt the pot. I also add half a teaspoon of vinegar, which also helps to stop it from becoming sugary. Okay, you put your stove on a medium heat and you stir the pot continuously until the sugar has completely dissolved. So that takes quite a while, and you must try not to stir the sugar up the sides of the pot so it doesn't turn to crystals. Okay, this takes quite a while until it starts boiling. Okay, my sugar has now dissolved and the syrup is starting to boil. So I'm going to turn the heat up to high and then stop stirring, and then you boil the syrup for about 10 minutes. But I will show you when the syrup is ready. Okay, it is now 5 minutes time passed, and as you can see, the syrup is starting to thicken, but it's not quite ready yet. If you would like to test it, then you take just a drip like that into a bowl with some cold water in. It actually looks ready. Not quite, it's still a bit soft, so you wait a few minutes more.
Okay, and then I'm going to prepare the pan quickly, right? Just a non-stick spray, non-stick cooking spray. How thoroughly?
No, that's just a little. That
is that
don't actually stick, so it's fine.
Okay, all right. So that's enough. So we will be back just now.
Right, we're going to test the syrup again because it looks almost ready. Okay, and it's reached the hardball stage. So the syrup is now ready. You turn your heat off completely, and you can start dipping the apples.
From right to left.
Yeah. Okay, the best way is to tilt your pot slightly so that you can get the whole apple covered, and you twirl the apple, and then you just let it drip a bit.
Do you want it close?
There we go.
Okay, and you want to cover the stick, right?
Yeah. Try and cover the whole stick so that there's no space for the juice to actually come out. Okay. Okay, I'm about 3/4 of the way, and I normally like to turn the plate to its lowest heat just to keep the syrup warm so it doesn't go hard too quickly. Okay, now as you go along and the syrup gets less, you need to tilt your pot more and more to get the apples covered.
Okay, so this syrup goes quite far.
Yes. Can you put sticks?
We need more apples.
I think so, just 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, these apples are quite small.
Yes,
So,
you get a bit more out.
Depending on the size of your apples,
I think just 2 more.
Just 2 more. Okay. These are quite small apples. The smaller apples are nicer for little children because they very seldom finish an entire toffee apple.
Yeah, that's because they're always just after the toffee.
They just want the toffee, not the healthy bits.
Give me 1 more.
1 more. Let me just really select the best apple here. And try to make sure that you don't put them so close together that they stick to each other.
Yeah.
So there must be some space between the apples.
Okay, there's now not enough syrup for another apple. What I'm going to do, is take a teaspoon and try and fill up the gaps that have not been covered so that it's completely sealed. Well, there aren't many.
That helps to preserve the apple, right?
Yeah, it stops the apple from actually running, I think, from the top. That's it. And then I always treat the kids with leftover little suckers from the toffee. Now, as you can see, these apples are already
coming loose.
Because when your syrup is ripe, then the apples go dry immediately.
Okay.
So we're just going to make some more suckers for them. I need little sticks for them.
Oops, that's going to make...
Yeah,
it's going to make a pair of sunglasses, Mom. Rose-coloured sunglasses. I think this one is a little bit sticky still.
Okay, my apples are now ready to pack. They just need to stand a few minutes just till they just slightly warm to the touch. I want to show you the difference here between the green apples. They come out very nice and smooth.
That's the Granny Smith.
Granny Smith. And then the Golden Delicious, they tend to make these bubbles, which later on open up and it causes the apple to go sticky quicker. Okay, we're going to put them in the bags, cellophane bags that are the appropriate size to get the apple in. So it doesn't take long. You must not wait too long before you put the apples in the bags, because depending on the weather, if it's humid, the toffee starts going sticky and then you struggle to get the apples into the bags.
Okay, so you want to avoid humidity then with that?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know that.
Put
it in a bag.
I don't like to make toffee apples when it's the rainy weather, because then they go sticky much quicker.
And can you store them in the fridge?
You can store them in the fridge, but then when you use them, you need to take them out and use them, eat them straight away. But for me, where I need to sell them, I prefer not to store them in the fridge, because then after you take them out, they go even stickier.
So they don't like a variation in temperature so much?
Well, I think it's the humidity in the fridge that causes it to go sticky.
You know, you can now close this up with a pretty ribbon, right?
Ribbon or, yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, we're now going to seal the bags as tightly as possible. What I do is I twist it very tightly and then I stick it down with sellotape. But if you need a special color scheme, you can use the color ribbons that you want to use. So this also helps to stop them from going sticky so quickly.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you so much for watching. Just a word of caution. The toffee is very, very hot. So work carefully with the toffee. Beware of burning yourself. Have some cold water handy in case you do burn yourself. And keep the children busy elsewhere and not running around the kitchen while you do this. I hope you enjoyed it. Please click like and subscribe to my channel for more wonderful treats to make. Thank you. Bye-bye.